And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with game number 2 in this best of 3 between Artyk, hailing from Peru, as well as Navi. And on the side of Navi, Captain Puppy is back at the helm. He's made it safely. I think he might have been traveling today, but he has emerged and he will be playing. So Navi, Mag won't be standing in this game. They'll have their full 5-man roster and the captain, the drafter at that. I'm LD, I'll be on the summit. I'm joined here by Merlini, and before I let Merlini talk, I just want to remind you guys once again that there are 2 games happening simultaneously for this tournament. Taking a quick look at the brackets. In our other match, it's Mouse versus 4FC, and right now that match is about to head into game number 2. So if you're just tuning in, you're trying to find Mouse versus 4FC, head on over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. I think game 2 for that series has either already started or will be any moment, but with all that being said, once again, it's twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. Merlini, Artyk are going to ban Batrider this time.
Yep, and Furion, it looks like. They've had enough of those 2 heroes.
Damn you. Very annoying heroes to play against, both of them.
But Nyx has slipped through the cracks.
Nyx.
First pick by Navi.
Oh, speaking of annoying heroes. Now, Lifestealer is a really good counter to this Nyx Assassin in the fights because of Rage. But that's only assuming you get it off in time. And for Navi, they'll go back for the puck pretty early at that. Now, interesting note, this game is on the USD server as, well, Artyk is from Peru. So if they play on Europe, they have like 500 ping or something ridiculous. So it's pretty much the fairest server matchup overall. But puck not the easiest hero to play when you're playing from Eastern Europe to US East. At the same time, it's Dendy.
I love Puck. He's such a great hero, and he's very good pick versus Lifestealer because that silence, if you get the Blink Silence initiation on him before he rages, then that can just completely shut down Lifestealer if he can get bursted down during that silence or stun locked after, and he's just a very difficult target for Lifestealer to focus without any silences.
Yeah, that's such a good point because we look at a lot of teams and how they try to deal with Lifestealer nowadays. It's either something like a reverse polarity, or occasionally, say, a Beastmaster Roar, but usually a Mag RP, maybe a Fiend Script from a Bane, or it's an Orchid. But why go Orchid when you could just get a Puck, buy a Blink Dagger instead, and then have a very spammable Blink AoE silence to prevent him from raging or infesting? So I like that. It's a great point, and potentially a potent way to deal with the Lifestealer. Now, you do have to farm that Blink. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to rely on the silence in fights.
So it looks like they have plenty of ways to deal with Lifestealer already with their first 3 heroes. We have the Puck Initiate, we have the Shadow Demon Demonic Purge, which goes through Rage, as well as Defensive Disrupts on open wounded targets. So looks like Navi's already well prepared to deal with this Lifestealer.
Yeah, and they've picked up, like you said, the Shadow Demon. So Navi go for a lot of control here. They don't really get a premier carry, so I imagine we'll see a lot of those banned out in the second stage for Artyk, unless Artyk want to pick some extra ones of their own up. So here's like the Gyrocopter, may come off the board now, and I think Navi's fine with that. Navi has such a good initiation and team fight. You can pretty much plug and play almost any carry. Something will get through, whether it's the Juggernaut, the Lone Druid, and Navi will happily sort of take the table scraps in exchange for the finest cut as far as it comes to the support and utility heroes.
Looks like Artyk's not giving them any of the heroes that they got last game. First banning that Bat, then banning the Nature's Prophet, and then taking Karuki's signature Rubik for themselves.
Yeah, so doing a nice combination here of banning or either taking heroes away from Navi. Now they'll go back and they'll ban the Gyro, seeing that Navi, they don't really have that Tri-Lane farmer. And if Navi want to go aggressive Tri-Lane, a hero like Gyro can actually work alright versus Lifestealer in the laning stage. Since Rage only lasts 2 seconds and Rocket Barrage, you can just spam it and spam it and spam it constantly. So at any rate, they'll ban out the Gyro. Artyk maybe wanting to have the edge here if it goes later on into the game. Ban out kind of your top tier carries. And as for Navi, they'll get rid of the Darkseer. Which I kind of agree with this just because I felt like Artyk used it decently overall that last game. Sure, they didn't have the big teamfight combos quite what you wanted, but just the pressure that hero put on the lanes was very annoying for Navi. And the tier 1 top, it fell really early because of that offlane Darkseer.
Especially without the Bat to try and pick them off before the fight starts. I think Darkseer would definitely be a problem.
That's a good point. And they also have a Rubik, who's a great counter initiate. If anyone goes in on him, you could just lift that hero up. Rubik's also a great way to do a Nyx Assassin because the Telekinesis Lift doesn't do damage, so you can actually lift a Nyx even while he's Carapaced, and it won't actually stun you. And then your Lifestealer comes in, turns the fight around. So, like you said, I think with no Bat, letting Darkseer through would be a little bit risky.
10 seconds remaining.
You do always have to worry about the Nake's bombs, though. I wonder if they're gonna take any like maybe Storm or something like that solo mid, because those Nake's bombs are ridiculously powerful and potent at just crushing heroes.
Yeah, if they could somehow have a decent start on their Storm, I agree. I'd be a little bit worried about him just because Na'Vi have a Nyx and a Puck, who are two of the better heroes in the game to punish the Storm, between the Mana Burn, the Impale, as well as the Puck Silence. Really frustrating to play against. But if he can have an okay start, if he ever farms up, say, an Orchid, Na'Vi would be absolutely reeling. I don't think they could really deal with that, to be honest. Well, they have a Shadow Demon, so maybe they could sort of deal with it, but it's a Nyx bomb. At the end of the day, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt big time. Na'Vi, they'll ban out an Initiator here in the Beastmaster, so basically just taking away lots of solos from Artyk at this point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other heroes that are good bombers, though. Puck's decent, Quap's decent. Quap is banned, though, and then Bat is very nice, but Bat was first ban, and Storm is usually a very poor choice versus Nyx Assassin. He just gets manhandled in lane. But they could do Puck mid, and Storm would be having okay time, but still, just a very dangerous pick.
Yeah, so it looks like a Dendi Puck right now. Probably Kuroki and Puppy handling the Nyx as well as the Shadow Demon in the tri lane. And then the question is if it's an aggressive try. And they'll go back for a Weaver here. So I imagine that will be Funix hero, although it certainly doesn't have to be. And over on the side of Na'Vi, they could aggressive tri lane with Shadow Demon, Weaver, Nyx. It's not really the strongest lane, but Weaver's a great counter to Lifestealer because open wounds doesn't really scare you at all. So I think however they lane this, getting a Weaver is a pretty smart choice versus Lifestealer.
Rubik is going to have a fun time, though. He can steal Shikuchi. That's always really fun on Rubik and just makes him really difficult to kill as a frail support hero. And then he can take out that AoE Impale from Nyx. Any Puck spells besides Phase Shift are pretty useful. We see Artyk pick up TA for middle.
Yeah, this hero really makes life hard for a Puck. You can never remove their fraction reliably. It's hard for TA to necessarily kill Puck as long as he doesn't use his orb offensively, but it's a matchup that TA should win over the long haul without help, and again, especially because Dendi's going to be on US East. At the end of the day, the paint is going to make it a little bit more difficult compared to playing on his home server. So I think this is a smart choice from Artyk, and it also gives you your Lifestealer Infest option. A little bit unconventional in the TA, but if she gets a Blink Dagger online, they could jump in, and pretty much anyone will die immediately to that. Na'Vi, they're going to go back for a Tinker, so some big split push of map control coming out for them now.
Tinker's a very good solution versus TA. You can always laser the TA if you get in really deep trouble, and you can just use Martian Machines to take off the Refract. And the Martian Machines does a very good amount of damage to Lifestealer during Rage.
Now I'm not sure how I feel about the TA pick because, I mean, aside from the point you made with Laser, Artyk don't have many stuns. They have Telekinesis Lift and whatever the Rubik can steal. That's actually it as far as natural, reliable stuns come in. Not counting Mana Leak, Merlini.
Yeah, I'm very worried about that as well. It's very difficult to kill a Puck when you only have Telekinesis. And Clockwork is their last pickup. He's very good at sitting heroes in. And that is a potential Nyx Bomb hero that I forgot about.
Yeah, so now they have two potential vehicles for that lifesteal. Probably the Clockwork, the ideal one, but we will see if they can find the openings. It will be a Funnic Tinker. Interesting. So maybe looking at an aggressive tri-lane here with that Weaver. Yep.
Clockwork does fit most of their needs, though. He's their off lane that they needed. He has some stuns, very good initiation, and I think he's just a very good hero for them. And he's pretty good against Tinker as well, because if you can find him rearming, you just hookshot to him, and he has all of his cooldowns down. He's not going to be able to rearm with Assault Battery going on. He's trapped in a cog, and he's just liable to focus. So I think very good last pick by Artyk.
Yeah, even if you buy a Blink Dagger and you're just constantly TPing in, shift queuing into the trees, the Rocket, the Hook, they could still find you. So I completely agree. A great way to deal with him. And over on the side of Artyk, we will have the Peruvians. They're down 0-1 in this series, but it is a best of 3. Na'Vi have not finished the deal just yet. Can they do it here? We'll find out. Mihawk playing the Clockwork, heading towards the mid lane. Maybe looking to cog the TA's creeps or something here. Not really sure. Smash going to be playing that solo mid Templar Assassin, rushing a bottle. We will have Masuku on the Safe Lane Keeper of the Light, and Iwo on the Lifestealer, saving a lot of gold. Wonder if he wants to get greedy with a Midas earlier, something like that. And Misko actually starting on a Boots First Rubik, so some rather unusual items for Artyk.
Yep, and we see Funnic on Tinker, most likely solo middle. We see Dendi on the Puck, solo bottom. Puppy on Nyx Assassin as part of the triple lane, and Kuroki on SD, and Hovost on Weaver as the rest of the triple lane.
So Na'Vi looking to go aggressive tri-lane with a Weaver, a Shadow Demon, as well as a Nyx up against Keeper of the Light, a Boots First Rubik, and a Lifestealer. Gonna be hard to find those kills, perhaps. We will see a double damage rune, and we'll be claimed by Havost. And now, maybe looking for a little bit of a chase here. Oh, he can hurt Misko, but, well, with that level 1 Sakuchi, very, very long cooldown, so a little bit risky to go in there, and he won't choose to in the end.
Yep, no regen. Pretty dangerous build for Misko if he takes a little bit of harass, or if that DD had hit him a couple of times, he'd just be sitting at half HP in a very easy position to get first blooded.
Yeah, and Keeper of the Light, no regen either. 2 clarity potions, so regen is going to be a big issue for this tri-lane. Even the Lifestealer, 1 set of tangos. Was Artyk not expecting an aggressive tri-lane? This is very... Normally you'll see like 6 HP regen items across the 3 heroes. You know, a tango and a salve on each of them, something like that. This is one set of tangos for 3 heroes to share. Not quite enough.
Yes, I'm worried for Artyk's tri-lane right now.
I'm very worried for them. And I'm thinking maybe they just didn't think Na'Vi would go aggressive, because you got to expect you're going to take harassment 3v3, even if you have the Keeper of the Light. And especially once Na'Vi see this, you got to imagine they're going to say, oh man, we're really going to look to punish this.
Nyx Keeper tri-lanes are pretty difficult to deal with generally, though, and isn't their safe lane, so I think most teams would try and dodge it, but it looks like Na'Vi is going to take the more exciting road, and we're going to have some 6-hero action top.
It's the manly mode. It's the manly road.
The man mode.
Yeah, it's the Na'Vi road. And it looks like bottom lane... Oh, actually, so mid lane, I think the creeps did get cogged. Yeah, I think so. Mihawk, he actually cogged the creeps mid lane first, I want to say. And that's why they're on the hill for Smash, because I saw him kind of hanging out there earlier.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Still 4 seconds away from being off cooldown.
Yeah, so kind of an interesting choice, and this is nice versus a Tinker, because if he has the high ground, he really is annoying to lane against with that 600 range and good base damage. Plus, he can blind you, mess up your last hitting, but Smash should have an easier time thanks to those early cogs.
He really needs to get that bottle early to get some lane control. In the meantime, Mihawk and Dendi will probably just be a farm fest on bottom. He has a stout shield to prevent a lot of harass, and he can always just power cog to try and burn Dendi's mana.
Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Game 2 in a best of 3. It's Na'Vi versus Artyk. It looks like we will be unpausing momentarily. I'll give you just a sneak peek at the brackets here. And the other match going on simultaneously with this one is Mouse Sports versus 4FC. The game will be on pause now. But if you want to watch that other match, head on over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. Blitz and Blaze are casting it. The BL brothers. And someone you'll be interacting with more tomorrow is Blitz, of course, for your show matches. Or viewer games. Should be fun. You sound excited. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Fun. We have side bets going.
Yeah.
And it might be something embarrassing like seeing you on stream, but we will figure those out probably later today.
Oh man.
It's gonna be a party.
If you guys are anything like me, it should be pretty embarrassing for whoever has to sing.
I'm awful at singing.
We'll go in right off the bat on Puppy, who has taken an early point in Carapace, but the Illuminate still gonna hit Kurogi. Masuko takes a lot of damage from that. Courier comes in, will deliver. Oh, looks like just the stout shield and a magic stick for a lifestealer.
No regen for the support, so Masuku is just going to sit at a little under 300 HP for quite some time to come.
Unless he's going to start asking maybe it's time for the lifestealer to basically pull the Keeper Light. Give me some regen. Oh, it's actually Misko's tangos to start off with, so I guess that's where his gold went, but yeah. Kind of feeling they're lacking. Bottom lane, wow, Dendi dropping very low. Didn't see that, but apparently under a lot of pressure. Really shouldn't die in this lane unless he makes a huge mistake.
He actually started off with 6 tangos, too.
He's now down to 2, so Dendi not having the easiest time of it. Top lane will get pushed in, so opportunity for us to look at these 2 solo lanes. The Puck versus Clockwork matchup, Dendi is heavily winning in terms of CS. 8-2 right now to the 2-0 of Mihawk. But if Mihawk finds a solo kill, that'll equalize things nicely. And mid lane, Funnick Tinker versus Smash on the TA. Smash having the much better time of it, and it's actually going to force Na'Vi... No, just checking the rune. I was going to say maybe they're rotating, but... it's pretty... I guess it's a pretty tough matchup for the Tinker.
Yep. Looks like Dendi's picking up a bottle, though, so he won't be lacking on regen.
Yeah, so he took a lot of damage, but he didn't die earlier, and now he'll be absolutely fine. He can just bottle Crow pretty consistently. Tinker might need the Courier is the only thing, so if they want to do some bottle Crowing, then they may need to upgrade it. They may need to kind of be efficient with their usage. And top lane, looks like we might have an engagement. Nothing just yet. So far, Merlini, how do you feel about the trades? How do you feel about the lane, since we don't really have much going on?
Looks like just a wash in most of the lanes. Oh, we might get some action from Denny right now. He's putting a lot of pressure on Mihawk.
The lower band, he'll look to go here. He only has a level 1 silence, but now with the bottle crow and starting to spam it a bit, I imagine Mihawk going to be sitting back in his tower.
Farm-wise is definitely going in favor of Na'Vi right now. Dendy's getting very good farm as well as Havost. Tinker's getting so-so farm, but he is versus a TA that extra refractive and it makes it difficult for him. Oh, Smash is going on right now.
Yeah, manly, but there's the march. Funnick has baited this one in, and with the laser, Smash won't be hit anymore. Dodge those machines, juke in between each one. He'll look to do so. He'll get out relatively unscathed. But ultimately, diving Tinker, who's gone March Laser as a TA, pretty much impossible. As he can blind you, so you won't be hitting him. The March will be shooting through your refraction, as you mentioned earlier, and we'll see Na'Vi actually rotate mid. Are they going all the way bottom? Looks like they might be. Big rotation for them, so they're going to leave Havost top, and at the end of the day, can Artyk actually kill Havost? He's now level 3, so he's got a level 2 Sakuchi. They only have the 1 stun, and it's only a telekinesis left. I don't think they can kill him.
Is Mihawk going to be caught out of position, though? That is the question.
That would be big. If they can leave Havost alone versus a tri-lane and he's still getting levels and farm, and they can kill off the solo on the bottom lane, that would be a big win for Na'Vi for the moment. Lurking of the trees. 4-minute rune has spawned. It will be... I heard a haste. Yeah, picked up by the Rubik.
Oh, Mihawk.
Oh, he's so
dead.
They've been off the map for a while, but it's such a long way that you don't normally expect it, and unfortunately, he should have, because they're here. Puppy gets pulled into the cogs. First blood goes to Na'Vi. And a rather interesting one at that, but with Puppy back in the game for the team, it seems like maybe the decision-making is a little bit more straightforward, and nice rotation for them.
That was without a smoke, too, so they had a good, I think, minute to react, but looks like he was getting some farm up top finally. He was sitting at, I think, like 5 CS a couple minutes ago. Now he's at 13, but Havost has almost double his last hits.
Yeah, and now that he's got level 5 almost, the level 3 Sakuchi is very easy to use. So we will see what I was trying to mention earlier, which is the double bottle crow, where you basically, you send a courier bottom, it picks up bottle number 1, then it heads over mid, it picks up bottle number 2, and then it goes back to base. And then you just keep on going around in that circuit. So being as efficient as possible, something that I think LGD China has done in the past pretty successfully, and Na'Vi gonna use it here, so not gonna double courier like what we saw from No Tail, where he gets his personal bottle crowing, his Pinoy style courier, and they'll wrap around top on Havost. Even with the sentry though, not sure they can get this kill. They'll try. They will try. Maybe they can. The Illuminate's being channeled. He'll juke it. He'll run north. He's gonna be in the trees. He's got a tango. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Nice job by Artyk, picking up a difficult kill there.
Yeah, with only 1 stun versus Weaver, especially when he's only level 4, it's usually pretty difficult to kill him, but good move by them. So both offlaners giving up 1 death each.
But in the end, like you said, Havost is farming. He's farming a lot, too. He's already level 5. Look at our clockwork. He has the levels, but the farm a bit lacking. Just a bottle for him. Havost sitting like 10 CS ahead at this point, and imagine that will continue to be the case. As with no vision right now, for Mihawk, just not a whole lot he can do. Just can spam the rockets, but not gonna be able to enter the lane.
Very nice efficiency by Funnick here. He has stacked this already twice, and he picked up the 6-minute room at the same time without missing the creep waves mid. So he's getting a good amount of farm in middle. Even though he's a little bit behind in last hits, he will do the ancient stack and get his BOTs probably fairly quickly, especially without a psionic trap up on the hill.
And the thing is, even if you know about this, once the stacks are there, once the Tinker has the level 3, level 4 March, contest it is so hard because you walk in, you're getting hit by March the machines, you're taking a lot of damage, and even if you want to contest, it can be very difficult to do so in a lot of cases. So, like you said, being efficient, going up to stack it, and actually going to do it now. Generally, what you do is stack it right before the rune spawns, and then you check the rune as well. Coming at, like, say, 153 hit it, but he'll even stack it. Masuku, going to be looking to counter it. He'll even drop a ward here, but dropping low. Rocket to fly. Oh, didn't have the vision for Masuku. Lost it for a second. Funnick still chasing, has boots. Masuku does not, but it's a long way to go. Trap will detonate. Na'Vi suddenly 3 heroes at the top room. Looking for a bit of a D-ward. They want to make sure Funnick can get these Ancients, and with the support of Puppy as well as Kuroki, it looks like they should be able to. Yeah, they'll find the ward. So right now, looking at just a kind of passive play overall. Misko trying to do some D-warding of his own, but will eat some Alpha Wolf harassment for his trouble. And in terms of gold, in terms of experience, it is a lead for Na'Vi. 750 gold as well as about 1,000 experience lead. Not overwhelming by any means, but a lineup that can snowball really hard in the mid game if they have a decent start, and well, especially once they get that Nyx level 6, the Boots of Travel, and Funnick. I think Artyk are going to have to be very, very careful about how they move around the map.
Looks like Smash is opting for a Treads build. FaZe, Blink has definitely fallen out of favor after the TA Refraction mana cost nerf, and most people just get Power Treads and Tread Toggle to deal with the increase from 75 to 100 mana cost on Refract.
Yeah, of course the downside of that is you're not as mobile in the fights, and TA really used to be able to run anyone down. With Treads, surely you have the traps, but traps have also been nerfed in their own way. They now slow you more and more over time instead of just 50% right off the bat, so it starts, I think, at 30, and then moves up to 5%, and it moves up kind of slowly, so the chasing power of this build is significantly reduced compared to the old style with FaZe and the fully unnerfed traps.
So all the supports on the map are fairly underleveled. I think most of them are level 3 at this point. Puppy, Kuroki, Masuku, and Misko all sitting at level 3. So still will be a while until they get their ultimates.
Hello, Misko. He'll throw Havos back. Havos looking for a dive here. Not going to commit just yet. Underleveled supports in a game with a Puck, a Clockwork, a TA, a Tinker. This could be a lot of deaths. Yeah. The Nyx underleveled, but now going to give Puppy a little bit of farm. He'll be level 4 mid, and the nice thing is when you stack these Ancients... Oh, they're going to go and smash. Not sure they can actually kill him. Coil going to whiff, and that'll be it. Didn't even have detection anyway, so probably not getting that kill. But with the Tinker, he can go start farm the Ancients, and they can give the mid lane to the Nyx, so Puppy can catch up.
Yep. So in terms of experience and gold, we see 1,500 in favor of Na'Vi for experience and around 1,000 for gold. Again, a very passive game. Only 2 kills, almost 10 minutes in.
I think it kind of favors Na'Vi just because their mid game is so strong. Like yes, on the side of Artyk, they have some good mid game controllers, but Na'Vi just have the presence all over the map. The Nyx is going to force supports to buy sentries, poor underleveled supports like you mentioned. Well, not poor, but certainly underleveled at that, and so they're going to be vulnerable to the Nyx ganks. The Tinker can constantly be pressuring the lanes. The Puck and the Weaver are very mobile, and Artyk lacking ways to easily burst those heroes down. So I would say I feel like it's going to be advantage Na'Vi in the mid game. The one X factor will be if we see a lot of big hooks, a lot of big movement from Mihawk, then he's the one hero for Artyk who could turn these fights and give them a foothold in this game.
So it looks like Funnick has farmed that most of the Ancient stack and stacked it one more time. He's sitting at 1,200 gold with his Soul Ring already up, so it'll be a relatively early bots for him. Misko getting dove in up top.
Yep, dive on Misko, and he's going to be running, but Havos is coming in. Telekinesis has already been used, an easy kill there. Now they catch Havos, but he can just time-lapse his way out. He will do so. Playing a little bit with fire there, gets close to dying. Funnick, who'll continue stacking and farming these Ancients. Went back for the Soul Ring, and this is quite a reasonable timing. I mean, it's pretty fast, especially considering that he's up against TA mid, who's not the easiest hero to last hit against, and his Ancient stacks were being disrupted a bit, but still looking at probably a 12-minute Boots of Travel. Maybe 13 at the worst. Top lane will go in now. A Rage Lifesteal looking for Kuroki, who will be disrupted. Dendy jumps in, looking for initiation here. Everybody on Na'Vi dropping low, but still alive. Puppy on the run. Havos on the run as well. And Dendy too. 2 heroes to fall already. Can they find Havos? They want that additional kill. Artyk can rotate a lot of heroes top. They look for the Infest just out of range. Oh, it's so close. The damage radius is actually quite large. That was just the Infest radius.
That was very close.
Yeah, but just out of range. That sucks. If they had gotten that kill, that would have been such a good fight for Artyk, but still, it's a good one for them. Finding the 2 kills and slowing down the Nyx's level 6 as well.
Danny was playing very aggressively. He was up in this area looking for a Keeper of the Light, but he had actually retreated more to the right, and he looks like Nyx and TA found those supports out of position. This is what TA is really good at, just killing supports in mid-game and snowballing, and they really need to find these early kills so they can get a huge lead on her, get her early blink up, and just constantly keep pressure up on Na'Vi.
I feel like she won't be nearly as effective in the fights once Funnick starts joining, though. Between the laser and the march, and he's pretty much there. He should have his Boots of Travel now. Yeah, he does. So once Funnick comes in, maybe it gets harder for that Templar Assassin, but if you're Artyk, still, you could just kind of look to split push. I'm not sure if they can really...
Smoke. We see smoke from Dendy and Kuroki. Looks like they're going top to try and pick off the Nyx.
He's got Dream Coil. It's off cooldown now. Almost max nukes, and if they find this Lifestealer before he can rage, they can't kill him, but it's going to be really hard coming for this angle, and it's daytime. That's not going to help either. Yeah, they'll go, but no way. He'll rage or walk away. They're still going to chase for this. This is a long way to go. Yeah. Trying to force some TPs. Won't find any, though.
Kiro almost having that level 6, though. They really need that demonic purge if they want to kill a raged Nyx.
Yeah, and Puppy just hits level 6 as well, so he'll actually go inside Vendetta. Oh, Hook just fishing around there will miss by a few inches, but without detection, wouldn't be able to kill him anyway, as Battery Assault does not affect invisible units. And Na'Vi will go for a tower trade, so they're looking at a tier 1 top. They're also looking at an Evo kill. He's got Rage, he's got Infest, he's actually trying... I imagine saying, team, are you coming? Are you coming, team? But he drops low, he'll pop back out. He still has his open wounds. He still has his rage. He'll go on Kuroki, who self-disrupts. That rage is max, so it'll last for a while, but the bugs bringing him low. In comes Denny with the coil, looking to kill off Ewo. Ewo low, but not dead yet. One more auto attack. Will he fall to the poison? I don't think quite. Not enough damage. Now TA comes in, double damage. Finds Funnick immediately, who just joined the fight. Immediately falls. Sad sight for a Tinker player. Kuroki hiding in the trees, juking, but it won't be enough. A double for Smash, who just starts to tear off some heads here. Like you said, finding those supports, the bread and butter of a Templar assassin. Dendi, he's got a port in his orb. Now they're all trapped. Sakuchi was stolen, but it won't matter. Havos now in a bit of a pickle. Dendi as well, but they're just kiting this TA. No stuns, no easy lockdown. Now the turnaround. Look for the crit. Look for the big damage. The meld just slices his head off. Triple for Smash, even though we don't get the notification. It was. Now Dendi on the run. Open wounds could find him here. Actually, no. Just has rage. Ewo forced back. The trap will be detonated. Miscommunication from Artyk, who could have gone for that kill. Instead, they'll find an ultra kill. No. Actually, Ewo the one to claim it. So, wow, that TA doing work. And Na'Vi, without the Nyx in this fight, not having that much needed stun.
It's very important for them to take out the Tinker early, and because they were able to take him out, I think they were able to just drag on the fight. But usually against a Tinker, the longer you drag on the fight, the worse it is for you, because you're under constant siege from rockets flying in everywhere, and having to fight in March is very bad for their 2 carries. So being able to eliminate him is very key to Artyk winning these team fights.
Yeah, and for the moment, Tinker, well, he dies, it'll slow him down. I imagine, what do you think you go for this game? The Blink Dagger? Force Staff?
Yeah, definitely Blink Dagger. Especially since TA doesn't have a Blink, she pretty much just has to run up. And they don't have any good initiation besides Clockwork Hook, so if you can just blink around into trees, it's going to be very difficult. And Artyk Smash is going for the move speed build, the Treads Drums. So again, no Blink, just makes position very difficult for him. Just walking up, and with the Purge to deal with, the Puck Silence, the Nyx, it's just, mobility is good.
Woo! Meanwhile, bottom lane, the narrowest escape you will ever see. Our Rubik barely able to survive. Puppy denies the tier 1 top while that was happening. Here comes a rotation in from a Lifestealer bomb. The TA is here. She's going to be walking into March of the Machines. She could find an amazing initiation. Funnick blown up in a matter of seconds. Now the hook in. Unfortunately, hooks onto an allied Lifestealer wall. Smash chases out Tavost on his own. He doesn't have meld. If the bugs hit him, he might have been in trouble there. Dendi still running. In trouble. Oh, man up. He'll kill off 2. Oh, Dendi. Opa Dendi. Turns it around. Now Smash on the run. And Artyk just got played, Merlini. They got played.
They did get played indeed. Wow.
Yeah, that looked really bad for a moment, but little did they know he had his full complement of nukes. Now Denny comes in, looking for more. He's still alive. How the hell is he still alive? 50 HP. He'll live. A hasted puppy hunting. He's got, does he have it impale? He's got his arcane boots. He's got the mana. He's got the angle. He'll find it. Triple kill for Puppy. And Na'Vi come right back after losing the fight top. They win the 1 bottom, and they do it, I would say, possibly even more convincingly. Oh, what a snipe. What a snipe by Mihawk. It's a little revenge for his team. Crazy, crazy game.
Yeah, usually Nyxes are nigh impossible to kill with the armlet, especially as a caster like Puck, but I think he got caught a little bit off guard by Dendi's man mode.
Yeah, I didn't catch if maybe he's trying to armlet toggle there and had it off or something, but it just came at like the worst possible moment, the burst damage from Dendi.
Yeah, he almost had his rage up, and he had magic wand charges, but just to double that burst from Puck.
Yeah, Puck is a hero that, I mean, it's not really guaranteed to hit the full combo, but if you do, it hurts a lot, and especially this early on. But Artyk, they have such a great lineup to take Roshan early with max meld, and it'll actually be a Yasha from Smash. They're going for more damage and mobility, but not the Blink Dagger. And he's already chewed his way through 3 jump charges, so They're going to take a Roche. Na'Vi not looking like they even know this is going on. Or if they do, no interest in contesting it. And as far as vision goes, they don't really see this. They don't really have much information. So, a nice play by Artyk. And with this Aegis, can really look to get aggressive.
I almost took down the Roche timer, as habit from me playing games.
17:53 or so. Book it. You could definitely write it down if you want. But we do have the clock as casters, so we have a crutch. Not
so
good to rely on.
Shikuchi's stolen by Rubik. He's finally level 6.
Yeah, the last fight he stole it, and then he just died anyway. I think, like, while he was fading or something. It's a very nice spell for him to have. You mentioned how it's, you know, just great because it's spammable, it's cheap mana cost, and I mean, just having mobility on such a squishy hero is crucial. But I still feel if he gets caught by anything, it won't matter that he has Sakuchi. He's still gonna die.
Yeah. The Puck AoE he has to worry about, Nyx he always has to worry about, and March, he can't just like Shikuchi through that and tank it. He's only has 644 HP. That is very, very little.
Yeah, we need some Bracer gaming for Mistco. I think he might even be thinking about something greedier, like a Blink Dagger, but this is a game for me where you start stacking Bracers, you get a lot of those, and you count on the spells you steal to keep you alive. Let's see what he goes for, but Artyk grouped up. 4 heroes mid, actually 5 heroes mid. Na'Vi, the strength of their lineup, really the mobility on the split push. With the Weaver in one lane, the Puck in another, the Tinker in a third, and then the Nyx just scouting around, hunting for kills in the back lines. Exactly what we see now. Top lane makes it very, very hard to defend your towers. Unfortunately, Puppy's going to fail with his initial gank, and now Smash is going to look to come in. Maybe going to get aggressive here. He's got that Aegis. Would like to see a gem from Artyk soon. Such an
We
annoying...
really need to see some hook shots from Clockwork. We haven't seen him initiate at all. It's mostly just been TA and Nyx doing the brunt of the work.
Yeah, this Clockwork's kind of slacking right now. Needs to show up. Needs to punch in.
We see Blink Dagger up on Dendi after that nice engagement on bottom.
Yeah, he picked that up like I think 2 minutes ago or so. Hasn't used it yet, but always a threat. The Blink Silence on the Lifesteal. Now with an armlet, significantly less scary when the Blink Silence comes out, but still an annoying hero to play against, and not being able to pop Rage could potentially hurt him in these fights. We will have to wait and see if it does. So for the moment, looking at a pretty even game in terms of gold, a lead in terms of experience for the Dire side, but in terms of just sort of lineup, I feel like it's Na'Vi with the advantage, just with their mobility, their global presence, and they'll go for a bit of an initiation mid, not just some dewarding. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel strategically? Do you think the pressure... Oh, Artyk looking for a hook on Dendi? Nope, not going to go. Mihawk was thinking about it. How do you feel about the way the two teams match up as we head towards the mid-game? Do you feel like... do you sort of agree with me that Na'Vi have a better overall lineup, or...?
I definitely do think they have a better overall lineup, especially with these 2 Blink Daggers on their core heroes, Blink on Puck and Blink on Tinker. It's just going to be very difficult for them to find openings. The gold graph and the XP graphs are pretty even, just slightly in gold slightly in favor of Artyk because of Roshan, and XP slightly in favor of Na'Vi, but I do like Na'Vi's lineup more come mid-game.
And if they get those items, you gotta feel like once Funnick has a Sight Device, then life gets really difficult for your Lifestealer. Between the Blink Silence, then potentially a Blink Hex coming out. Top lane, they'll go in though. They're looking at a Lifestealer kill. If he rages, oh, no rage there. Might even die. Oh, he's got Infest. He'll be okay. Will be okay. He's actually going for an Orchid, which we'll have fairly soon. He'll be forced to teleport out here. Meanwhile, 3 heroes rotating towards the top lane. And mid lane, Dendi, just spamming a silence on creeps. So when it's all said and done, Artyk have this Aegis. Haven't really been using it for a whole lot, just kind of farming.
Yep, they tried to take a fight at T1, but Na'Vi was busy trying to kill the Lifestealer up top, and Funnick just doing these Ancient stacks almost as his ultimate orb if he's going for a Sheep Stick next.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a great game for somebody like a Dagon, and that's normally that's the Southeast Asian item of choice if you're not going for a Scythe of Ice. I mean, maybe it could be a Shiva as a 4-staff, but for me, I kind of feel like it's a game where you want that Hex, you want that reliable disable. Once Lifestealer gets big enough, and if he gets Rage off, I mean, you can't rely on your Blink Silence all the time. So, we'll see what he goes for. Ghost Scepter. Oh, that's a great choice, too. Against Lifestealer TA. That's their main damage, and now he's not going to really have to worry about dying.
Mm-hmm. Lifestealer. Well, looks like Puppy is looking for a kill on the Cuddle right up here.
Yeah, surprisingly, he hasn't found that many, but he might find one here. He'll start with the Impale. The orb coming in from long range from Dendi. Masuku caught out of position. Will get picked off. And all of it set up just by Puppy, moving around the map. Being on Nyx, doing what Nyx does. And unfortunately for Mistco, he's managed to steal the worst spell that a Tinker has, which is Rearm. You can spam Fade Bolt, but very, very expensive.
Dendy also picks up a Ghost Scepter, and there actually is not that much magical damage from Artyk. I mean, they have Keeper the Light and Rubik, but their main core heroes don't really have any sort of way to deal with Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, they have 2 physical damage dealers. Ewo in the back lines, he's got his... Oh, man, he's trying to bring down Havosa, gets lifted up right after his time lapse, but they don't have the detection. A hook comes in, catches out Dendy in the middle of the fight. He will look to orb away here. He'll get away. Now the Soul Catcher, the Purge, turning the fight around. Focusing on Mihawk, Kuroki trying to dive him. Havo's still alive. How is he still alive? Sakuchi Rubik running over. Sakuchi Weaver brings him down with a Fade Bolt. And on the back lines, it was Smash, as well as Ewo, who showed up to the fight. Haven't really found too many kills yet. Funnick constantly blinking, spamming the Ghost Scepter. Not spamming it here in the trees, but will TP out. When it's all said and done, Na'Vi pulling a bit ahead in terms of gold in that fight. Losing a little bit of experience, but a fairly even engagement. And for Artyk, still haven't really found that perfect fight yet. Like, we got our cogs, but, you know, it didn't get the puck kill in the end, and they've had this Aegis, but haven't, you know, convincingly defeated Na'Vi in an engagement.
Right, and it looks like Nyx is going for an Orchid. I don't feel that Orchid is that useful because it doesn't do anything versus Ghost Scepter unless you have a huge influx of magical damage. And looks like Weaver is going for BKB too, so it won't be very useful versus him either.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he can do with this. Maybe you just worry about someone like the Shadow Demon, but even Kuroki's going to have money soon for a Ghost Scepter of his own if he wants it. And there's no Finger of Death, there's no Laguna Blade. Like you said, no big burst damage to punish that Ghost Scepter. Funnick has picked up an Ultimate Orb. Man, he's really starting to get fat at this point. Almost even with our TA. Smash wants to kill him, but they'll need 2 heroes to bring Funnick down. And Funnick's running. Smash, this Invis, we're not going to last forever. Now Puppy shows up. And right at the same time, a Rubik comes in with telekinesis. The lift is here. Funnick, he can just rearm, pop that Ghost Scepter again. The hook comes in, but isn't going to hit in the end. Funnick will go down. Dendy dominating already. Now our Purge on a Mihawk, who can't find a cog to save his life while he's Purge. Smash giving chase, or maybe Smash just running. And now Havos jumping on. So in the end, they get the Tinker, they lose a Rubik. A good trade for Artyk, but I just feel like Artyk is having to work so hard for these kills. Even though Na'Vi are losing a few, they're still pretty much farming all over the map regardless. Tier 1 will go down mid, denied by Smash. Puppy, Dendy will come in, drops the coil. Look for the Keeper of the Light. The TA will not be the easier kill in this fight. And they're trying to bring down Masuko. He's low. The bugs, the Illuminate turns it around though. And now the chase goes the other way. Ewo, he just needs an open wounds. He doesn't have the race car build. He doesn't have that much mobility, but Puppy will die in a matter of seconds. Now Havos on the run. The chase going. Can they find him? Can they kill him? Looks like no. So they get another core hero. Well, not core, but an important hero in the Nyx Assassin. And looking at potentially a tier 2 mid now. And now they'll continue that push. The Mad Style Illusion's picked up. Will be popped here, and we'll see Misco lurking. He did go for that early Blink Dagger, but super squishy at that. TA just slicing away at the tower. Laser to slow down this push, but they get the tower down to about half HP. Now they look to get out, and on the side of Dendy, on the side of Na'Vi, he'll just be split pushing out. So Artyk, I mean, doing all right. I'm not sure how they deal with the Mass Ghost Scepters. At this point, that's my main concern. Is all the damage is physical. They don't have a Sight Device. They don't have anyone who can build one anytime soon. How are they going to deal with these?
I mean, potentially they could burst people down during like a hookshot stun or a telekinesis stun, but again, this Clockwork hasn't been doing too much this game. I still haven't seen a very nice hookshot battery cog combo from him, and this Rubik is just very squishy. If he does choose to blink and initiate, he's most certainly gonna die. But they can burst it down. They have so much burst from Nyx during Rage, and TA with the Meld Burst is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it really does come down to the Clockwork, like we talked about very early in the laning stage. He's the one hero who can start the fights, but so far hasn't been able to. Havos top lane, he's silenced, doesn't have his BKB yet, so until he does, then the Orchid will be very effective against him. So Ewo finds an important kill. Artyk not by any means out of this game. In fact, only losing in terms of goal by a small amount. I still think once the Sight Device is up on Funnick, the game gets really hard for Artyk, but it's not there yet. Let's see if they can keep on finding kills.
Yeah, and Artyk actually has a huge Roshan advantage. First off, they're dire, and... Ooh,
oh, Ewo. No armlet. There you go. Pops off the armlet, will Rage, looks to run away. He's low, but he will escape in the end. The armlet saves him. And the burst damage just not there for Na'Vi.
Yeah, so they really need to exploit this Roshan advantage. They've already done it once, and it's going to spawn in 30 seconds, but the huge physical burst team that they have is excellent for taking down Roshan along with their dire position.
And currently, Na'Vi does have Dendy's lurking top as that puck, and Smash already in the pit, like you said, so well ahead of the curve, just predicting this one and going straight forward, and more or less right on cue. I think it was 17:43. It should be respawning just about any second. Oh, that's a little bit off, but close enough. Close enough, I say. Puppy comes in. He'll look for the initiation here on Mizco. Will find him. That Blink Dagger won't save you now. Laser to finish the job. Rosh is being attempted, but with the positioning Na'Vi has, this is a very dangerous Rosh. That the hook misses yet again for Mihawk. Just can't seem to find these hooks in the fights when he needs them. We'll try to cog Puppy. He's got a pipe. No, he wants Funnick. Maybe he'll settle for Puppy. He'll get neither in the end. Tries to bite off too much. Can't chew it. Now he'll be forced to discard his meal. And meanwhile, Kuroki being chased by Smash. On the other side, the Roshan. Kuroki on the run. Roshan not completed yet. Only at about half HP. Smash gonna be forced back. Dendy jumps in. Now up to 2,900 gold. Getting closer to a sight device of his own. Funnick is the one who's quite close, though. Mystic Staff. Nope, actually not yet. Cogs will come in for Mihawk, trying to block everyone away. They're going for the Roche right now. Na'Vi are going to try and contest this. Weaver picks off Mizco on the backside, right near the middle. And these heroes in the pit look like they might get isolated.
This is bad.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad for Artyk. They're eating March damage. They're fighting in the pit. Denny's got Coil. He's waiting for the opening. The Cogs zoning everyone away for the moment, as long as they can. Now the Sound Son of Boast. This will be big. Can they bring them down? They will get the kill. A necessary, a much-needed kill. Na'Vi will rotate it again. Look for more March spam. Into the pit. Into the pit. March and March and March. The orb is there. The coil could be there. Look for a blink steal, potentially of the Aegis. Bashing Ewo. Dropping low to the March. Driven out of the pit for the moment. Illuminate being shot back up the hill. Funnick's going to TP home. He'll be right back after these matches. We have an infested Clockwork right now. Looking for the initiation. Can he find Denny? He will. Needed the hook. Gets the hook. Denny is Ghost Scepter. But Battery Assault and Rocket will bring him down. What a clutch hook. We've been asking for it all game for Mihawk, and when they really need potentially game-deciding Roshan, they get it. Now they can push. Now they can force some fights. And that's going to slow down Dendy's sight device as well.
Yeah, that was a very crucial team fight for Artyk. I thought they were looking really bad when it was just TA and Eggs in here. They were just getting constantly sieged from illusory orbits. Oh, looks like Puppy might die here.
Oh, maybe? No, not going to go in yet. And Smash is up to 4.2k, so... I mean, you mentioned if someone gets cooked and then they just die during that stun duration. Very possible now if we see something like a Desolator on Smash. I mean, even could go towards the Daedalus. Would have a decent chunk of it at that. Probably about 1.5k from finishing it. So I think they're in a decent spot. And that fight, like you said, the Orchid killing off Havos was the reason they were able to take that fight.
I take it back. My talking smack about the Orchid, but Havos does have his BKB now.
Yeah, he actually had it before that fight. It was on the courier, but just didn't get it out to him in time. Had he had it there, I think it would have been Navi's fight. With that +1, just too many mobile heroes and not enough stuns to deal with them.
Right.
So if you're Artyk now, I feel like you need a Basher on your Lifestealer and maybe work towards the Sight Device on...
Oh, Abyssal would be a great choice on Lifestealer.
Yeah, Merlini, you're sounding a little robotic. I'm going to give you a call back real quickly. Actually, hung up before even letting him respond, but here we go. Hey, Merlini, welcome back.
Testing, testing.
Yeah, you sound a little metallic now, but I'm pretty sure it'll sort itself out, so... Artyk, just kind of... I mean, actually ahead slightly in terms of golden experience, but Funnick just feels like a total man mid. Has a little backup here from Puppy, who's hunting Mizco. Rocket will come through. Mizco, the Impale will miss. Miss Impale. Shoot out Monoburn anyway. Collect kill. Reminds me of that. Oh, the hook just barely gonna miss on Puppy. Man, these hooks. He got the big one at Roche. The one when they really needed it, but not finding those secondary hooks. Now it infests a bomb onto Kuroki, who doesn't have his Ghost Scepter. He will die easily, so they get the trade. Support just dying all over the place.
Yep. Need to brace her up, as he said.
Bracer gaming. It's the only gaming for this kind of game. But even then, you can get all the braces you want. TA is still going to kill you at the end of the day. And speaking of that, TA, Daedalus, Ultimate, or... So, is he going Liquid Sphere? I don't know if I've ever seen an Eye of Scotty Templar Assassin.
It is going to be... I think it's going to be a Lincoln Sphere, actually. Sure. So, 2 Lincolns in 2 games.
This guy likes his Lincolns. No, Sight Device. Oh.
Okay. Nice.
I was gonna say, I was saying like, oh, they should get a Sight Device and a Basher, but who's gonna farm the Sight Device? Well, here's your answer. It's gonna be Smash. And this could be devastating for a hero like the Tinker. A Blink Infest Bomb, maybe a hook on top of it, and then you throw in a Sight Device, that will kill anyone. So Na'Vi will have to be very careful about ganking too freely, or moving around the map split pushing.
That is exactly the item choice they needed, though. They need some sort of disable for these two, because as you said before the game started, they lack stuns, especially with this Rubik just dying left and right with his 700 HP build.
Oh, look at Dendy just juking all over the place in the trees. He's got a haster and a port one way. He dodges the hook. He's still running, but now he's mono-leak. That'll stun him soon. Here comes our Tinker. But he, oh, Scythe Device of his own picked up. So now Scythe Device dueling scythes on both teams. Obviously, in theory, the Tinker Scythe is the bigger one. Smash is lurking mid. He's looking for kills. He might find Kuroki here. No, he's rotating bottom. Okay. Kuroki narrowly gonna dodge death. But yeah, I love the Scythe Device. Unconventional it might be, but just so necessary this game.
So we see Smash getting a recall, and they smoke and immediately move into the Radiant jungle to try and look for an easy pickoff. Looks like Puppey may be the target. Is he gonna get scouted out?
He's got a Blink Dagger. Let's see if they can find him. They will find a better target. It's going to be Havos. They walk right by. No detection. Now they'll lift him. They'll look for the silence, but he's got a BKB, and unfortunately, they needed that initial scythe. Should have had Dust popped a little bit earlier. Didn't actually carry any of that for that gank, and now Smash going to keep on going, keep on chasing. But Denny's got Ethereal Blade. Denny's got Ethereal Blade. Now, what do you make of this item? The Ghost Scepter I get. The Ethereal Blade, what do you think?
I'm not too sure.
Uh-oh. Will it help him here? He gets hooked. He's eating a lot of damage.
Oh, wow.
Copying a lot of pain. Well,
yeah, that is painful.
Won't save you if you can't use it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's theoretically pretty good versus TA since she doesn't have a BKB, but it is, I don't think it's that good versus snakes like usually a Ghost Scepter will do, unless you want to save your teammates.
Yeah, maybe that's the thought process from Funnick. He's on the run now. Can they bring him down? He's got a Scythe Device and a Blink. He's got a Scythe one. Looking for the Blink, but a Blink forward by Misco. They just won't let Funnick blink. While this was happening, Smash found a kill. Now Funnick eats an open wounds. They need some magic damage before he blinks. He'll Scythe one. He'll blink into the trees. Now he hits the creeps. The creeps bringing him low. Can they bring him down? They can with the Infest, just barely at that. While that was happening, Havos pushes in the tier 2 bottom, picks up the tower kill. Puppey skirts on auto there. Artyk, oh Puppey, he's gonna walk right into a sentry ward. They're trying to play it coy, trying to play it cool, trying not to let Puppey know that they see him. But unfortunately, he walks down the ramp. Puppey gets by. Now he comes back towards the sentry. No, he'll be fine. He'll escape at the end, but Puck as well as Tinker dying in that fight, and that Scythe Device for Smash really paying dividends.
Yep. I feel like it would have been a much safer build for Dendy to go Scythe Device as well. But he did pull out last game with very unconventional items, so let's see how this EV does. I don't know how well it does for him.
Yeah, obviously at this point you go Dagon 5. That's the only option. They'll find Havos. Smash was just lurking on the high ground. A little trap created. A horrible little trap for Havos to get Scythe and burst down. Some really clever play by Smash this game. I saw it from him earlier too. He just sits there hiding in meld either in a lane or in a common sort of high trafficked area. And with the Scythe, if you walk near him, he scythes you, he meld crits you, and then he kills you. So,
yeah, I think MVP for Artyk definitely goes to Smash this game. He's been just doing so much work early, mid, and now that we're into the late game with his Scythe, he's just doing incredible amounts of work.
Smash is smashing faces, that's for sure. Guys, this is a best of 3. If you're just joining us, Navi leading the best of 3 1-0, but Artyk in command of this game number 2, I gotta say at this point, at least having a decent advantage. Up by about 6k experience, about 1.5k gold, and with a Scythe Device on their Templar Assassin, soon an Assault Cuirass coming on Ewo's Lifestealer. This may be Artyk's game. Now, it is Navi. They do have a Tinker, so pushing into their base will be very, very difficult. But, strategically, it seems like Artyk now have the map control because of that Scythe Device on the TA.
Right, and the third Roshan will come up very soon, and that ages cheese. Oh, hook shot!
From long range, from downtown, we'll find out Funnick, who will be disrupted, but eating Battery Assault. Now Ghost Scepter. They're going to ignore him. They're going to focus on Dendy instead. He's Scythe. He's brought down with a lift, and still Mihawk alive. Havos jumping in, but it's Smash who's not being focused, not being dealt with, who could do a ton of damage over the course of this fight. Havos trying to find someone. Puppey is dropping fairly low. He'll actually impale Misco. They need that extra lockdown to find some more kills. They're not finding it. The Scythe for Smash cooling down soon. Triple kill for Havost, who it's his turn to say, hey, you guys lack stuns. You can Scythe my poor Dendy, but if you don't Scythe me, I'll make you pay. Diving Smash, though. This might be dangerous. This might be a bad idea. They will bring down Ewo, and now Smash is isolated, but he's got a Scythe Device, an Ultra Kill for Havost. Can he fight his way out? Can he get away? He'll Scythe one. He'll focus the other, then he goes back to Puppey. Maybe a misclick there. He gives up a godlike streak, and it's a team wipe. And this is why you gotta say, I mean, hey, it's Navi. So, that's why I said they're behind, but can't count them out. What a fight. And they got a clockwork hook there, but the disruption really made it not very effective.
Right, they really do need to kill this Tinker. The permahex after the first initial volley of spells is just very difficult to deal with. And sure, they have one sheep, but Tinker has almost infinite sheeps.
Yeah, and now Dendy, we could start to see what he goes for next. I imagine we'll get a little bit of time to farm. Funnick picking up an Ultimate Orb. Looking probably at a Lincoln Sphere for him, which, when you're up against the Rubik as well as that Scythe Device, such an effective item choice. What are they going to do if they can't instantly Scythe him? There's just no way to kill Funnick, so I really like this selection, and, well, he's still got a while before he can farm it. Could even be a Manta style, potentially, but I feel like the Lincolns is the item you really want this game.
Yeah, I'd say both are pretty good choices.
We'll see. Maybe Funnick will surprise us all and get an Eye of Scotty.
Oh, yeah.
I keep on matching it. Would be a pretty awful Tinker item at that, but you never know. So, Smash, after that death, he's picked up a Crystallis. Unfortunately, nowhere near as Daedalus now. The death really... He lost a huge kill streak. That was probably like 1,000 gold loss, at least, between the death, the streak ending as well as the death tax. So, would have
Roshan is up in 1 minute.
Yeah, let's see if they go for it. The Aegis Cheese, that would be big. They were fighting without it last fight. Now Ewo, being focused a bit bottom lane, but Funnick won't actually commit to this. Wisely he won't.
Again, we see like a plethora of sentries. There's like 6 in this area. There were 6. A couple of them just expired, but just pick up a gem.
Yeah, surprised there's no gem. You're up against a Weaver and a Nyx. I mean, especially the Nyx, but hey, Weaver as well. 2 heroes you can hunt if you have that gem, and maybe they just feel their supports are too squishy to carry one, but you could still give it to the TA, give it to the Lifestealer. Even the Clockwork, not having one, feels like it's a pretty big liability for Artyk. You can't sentry everywhere. It's just not possible. So moving around freely isn't an option at this point.
Looks like we will see a fight, potentially a Roshan happen here very soon. He had just spawned, but it looks like all 5 of Navi's heroes up top.
Yeah, Funnick pushing in that top lane, trying to draw Artyk back so that they cannot go for Rosh. But Artyk have the Keeper of the Light, so they could probably still try to contest for Rosh, take it, and then the Keeper of the Light can pull them back to defend that top lane. They'll go in right now. They'll walk in as well. Navi sitting on an Observer Ward in the river. Did scout this. They saw it. Can they fight it? That's the question. Rosh is dropping fast. The bugs will come in to scout this out. It's dropping really, really fast. They're going to have to go right now. Dendy tries to come in. Aegis on the ground. Cheese picked up as well. And Assault Curse now down on Ewo. A bunch of items, a flurry of items all at once. Ewo can pop that cheese. If he doesn't die, he will. He dies too fast. Now Smash forced to fight this out by himself, but here comes the hook. They need to kill off Funnick. They will. A huge crit. Maybe he'll buy back. Yes, he will. Right back into the fight for Funnick. Haste run for Smash. He's going to pick it up. Now he's going to look to chase. And Havost, if he gets caught out of position here, could easily die. Dendy as well. This TA is scary. This TA is fat, but this TA is now being kited. Tinker has rejoined the fight. Funnick has reemerged. They're not focusing Smash. They're actually going on the Clockwork. Smash still okay. Actually running for his life now. I'll try to meld dodge some auto attacks there. He can't be pulled back in. Now he drops the Aegis. He'll probably die again. They only lost the Funnick Tinker in the end, and Smash going to be chain scythe and most likely brought down without any problems. That Mana Burn really doing a lot of work. And when it's all said and done, if the Lifestealer had gotten the cheese off there, I think that would have been a completely different fight. But just I think it was the Ethereal Blade from Dendy that finished him there.
Yeah, he didn't get his rage off before he got sheeped.
Hard game for them now is Artyk.
I know,
They take
tough.
Rosh, they lose Aegis and Cheese, and now they really don't have any map control to speak of.
I'm in your debt.
It's still dead even in terms of golden experience, but I mean, as much as it strategically favored Artyk when they had all the lanes pushed out and a Blink Scythe TA, or not a Blink Scythe TA, but just a TA with a lot of mobility on the Scythe. Now you gotta say it really goes the other direction, where there's a Tinker, there's a Nyx, Artyk have squishy supports. They don't have as many late game heroes as well, and the map control for Navi pretty well cemented, to say the least.
Looks like Weaver's also going for Lincoln Sphere. He has a Javelin in his inventory, but I also see the Lincoln Sphere recipe in his stash. Mass Lincolns everywhere.
Lincoln's such a good item, I feel. Especially in a game like this, where the way heroes are dying is one single target initiating disable. Like a Scythe Device, a Rubik Lift. That's how you die in this game. There's no reverse polarity, there's no black hole, or any of these big... Oh, Funnick, he'll get caught, hooked, and cogged. And Funnick in a world of trouble. Mihawk from long range will pick him off. Most likely. He's low. He'll go Scepter, and then he dies. His battery salt is, of course, magic damage after all. I think I misspoke earlier and said they don't have the cheese. What I meant to say was they didn't use the cheese. But they do have the cheese, but they did lose the Aegis, so... Well, Artyk at least having the cheese now, but not sure how much it will really do. I feel like if Ewo gets scythed, he's probably dead before he pops it anyway.
So unfortunately, Artyk can't capitalize too much on this kill. Tinker's a very important hero to kill, and he already bought back, but none of the lanes are pushed out, so they just get safe farming for around, I think, 80, 90 seconds.
Yeah, Na'Vi won't... They'll get safer farming on the side of Artyk, but Na'Vi are still going to get to farm on their own. And we'll see a 5-man smoke. They're going to try and go for a gank here. Oh, if they could catch... I would say Dendy's probably the one you really want, because he's getting closer and closer to a Scythe of Ice. Despite quite a few deaths this game. Dendy's been very active. Perhaps more active than he would like. And we'll see Kuroki potentially getting caught out mid. The hook will connect in the cogs. It will be Havos. Now a Sentry Ward deployed. They need a lift to prevent him from time-lapsing out. But he's actually manning up with the BKB. Now he's in trouble. He'll be purged. He's still alive. He's still running. The open wounds, if they can find it, will be enough to bring him down. He's on the high ground. He's so low. Hosakuchi, but the Infest kills him off from long range. Just sufficient to do the damage. Now Dendy in trouble. Dendy to be picked up. 2 cores down. Kuroki potentially in trouble as well. The Tinker just respawning now, but Kuroki gonna drop as well. The Weaver bought back, so we'll see an attempt to rejoin the fight here momentarily. Oh, did he just die again? Wait, no, he never died. Sorry, he never died. He had 30 HP. Wait, didn't he die?
Which hero?
The Weaver.
Yeah, Weaver died. He died in Infest.
Oh, I was confusing you with the Nyx. Too many bugs in this game, I'll tell you. But yeah, Weaver did die in the end. The Infest kills him off, and now Artyk looked to break high ground.
Yeah, that was very smart smoking. I thought they wouldn't be able to capitalize on it, but they managed to take a 4-on-5 fight. Oh, looks like Smash is in deep
big
trouble.
2-hero Impale, Smash. He's currently ethereal form. He does have a Scythe device. They could maybe turn this around, but it's a very risky dive at that. They'll go on Dendy, who's already used his big combo of nukes. Dendy's low. He's not dead yet. Now Smash in trouble. Driving him south is going to be, or north is funny, but a secondary Impale. Ewo, once again, does not get the cheese off. And this time you gotta say, just Na'Vi really outplaying Artyk. Artyk overstaying their welcome in the Na'Vi base. Now driven back. A topsy-turvy roller coaster of a game. That's what we have here, game 2, guys, with Artyk currently at an 0-1 deficit in this best of 3. If they lose this game, they'll go up against the loser of Mouse versus 4FC. The loser of that match is eliminated. The winner of that match will fight for 2nd place and the 2nd slot advancing into the playoffs in our next round. But right now, it looks like Na'Vi bending but not breaking. Artyk forcing fights, finding some kills, but not yet finding racks that they seek.
Yep, Smash has finished his Daedalus though, so they just barely didn't have enough burst to burst down that puck during the scythe, but maybe with that Daedalus and a lucky crit.
Yeah, you get a significantly more damage, and the Daedalus crit is much, much higher once you complete it compared to the Chrysalis. What is it, like 1.5 versus 2.8 or something? It's... or 2.4?
And Rubik says, screw the bracers, I'm going big or I'm going home. He gets the ultimate orb, going for that long game sheep.
Yeah, it probably would have lived a few... At this point, a bracer wouldn't do much for him, so... At this point, I agree with it, but... I feel like a few bracers earlier might have been advisable for Misco. Puppy's on the hunt again, looking for kills with that Vendetta, not finding anything just yet. And Artyk, 3 heroes grouped up mid, trying to push the lane out. Puppy will converge on them from the backside. They will have Havost as well as Kuroki even chase. Linkid's Fury is complete on Havost now. So Linkid's BKB, your classic pure defensive build. Now gonna go for his damage items. Now we'll go for his MKB. Puppy still hunting. Cheese on the floor. Are they just gonna give it to the TA in the end or something? Oh! Uh-oh. Denny gets caught. He's low. He won't be burst down. He'll be able to jump away. Now Rocket comes in trying to find him. And meanwhile, the rest of Na'Vi grouped up top. So Dendy's flirting with death here, but able to escape yet again. Feels like they really need the Lifestealer as well as the TA to find any kills. It's like the two have to jump on someone together.
That Midas armor, with the AC and the meld, that just leads to huge damage output from their physical damage dealers.
And when will we see those clockwork bombs? That's kind of the question for me is... this TA isn't the most mobile. She hasn't gone Blink Dagger. Sure, she's got Yasha, or she's got Mantis-style movement speed. She's got the Drums movement speed, but she also has Tread, so I feel like some... if we could see the Clockwork basically initiate the fights with an Infest Bomb, and then the TA follows up, I feel like it'd be a lot easier for them than having TA try and run it first, but for the moment, kind of hard to do.
Speaking of Infest Bombs...
Well, on that note, Mihawk lurking bottom. They're really hoping Funnick will TP in, and then an easy kill would be there, but Funnick, not going to take the bait just yet. This is very, very dangerous for Funnick. I mean, you look at the map, you see nobody in the lanes. And you see a delicious lane bottom. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Oh no, the hook is there right as Funnick arrives. Can they actually kill him? Why is the Lifesteal not popped out yet? He will now. And the open woods comes. They'll get on top of him inside a battery assault. But I think Funnick might even be able to live through this. Can they bring him down? He's got another Ghost Scepter. He's on the run. Battery assault is gonna wear off. There won't be a hook. And Funnick can look for the blink away, the TP away, like a magician. Poof, he's gone. They needed an instant de-infest there, and immediate cogs just couldn't find it.
They need a hook shot, too.
That's
like
true.
He hit the creep.
I thought it might be enough anyway in spite of that. They'll go on smash mid lane. He's tanky. He doesn't take any damage to the Vendetta. Now the Mana Burn comes out, looking for the turnaround. Hello, crits. Goodbye, puppy. Now Havost in trouble. Smash being driven back. The Ethereal Blade from Denny trying to bring him down. He's low, but the hook comes in. Looks for two. Smash is alive. Man's on up. Gets another. Havost in trouble. Havost will time-lapse and look to run away. Gotta run. Gotta run. Can't die now. Funnick has joined the fight, but he doesn't have backup. He's low. Can they bring him down? Open woods there. They need a lift. Before he can teleport out, he'll blink away. Whack-a-mole style. Another blink. Blinking forward is Misko. Funnick now goes for the TP, but he'll get low. They just missed the lift. Oh, they almost got Havost and Funnick, and in the end, well, they only get Denny. That could have been a total disaster of a fight for Na'Vi, but crisis averted to some extent. Still, a good fight for Artyk, getting 2 kills.
I feel like that's where the ping actually really comes in. A lot of people say that the server lag doesn't really matter, but like I feel like he probably could have telekinesis if he like lived 1 mile from the USE servers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just that split second where you click the guy, you press Q, but server has to take a moment to process it. I think the courier may have just died to creeps on the side of Na'Vi, and it looks like nothing was on that courier, so not really a big deal in the end. But hey, some gold for Artyk.
And Roshan is very close to spawning for the 4th time, so about 50 seconds left on that.
You gotta say, for this Artyk team, even if they go on to lose this game, they are really pushing Na'Vi to the limit. Especially in this game, too, and staking their claim is a very, very solid team. This is the full Na'Vi roster. They're not even used as standing like they were last game. And they picked a lineup where I think a lot of people would look at it and you say, you know, TA Lifesteal, these are more mid-game centric carries, especially a hero like TA, who can often be, and Lifesteal can be kited later on as well. And, you know, you have a global, spammable Hex, a Nyx who can just set up ganks everywhere. And Artyk don't even have their outer towers yet. They're still hanging in there. They're only slightly behind in terms of gold. They're barely behind in terms of experience. This is an up-and-coming team that deserves some respect.
Right, and this is Sheep. I think this Sheep pickup was so crucial by Artyk. I think they would have just flopped like a house of cards if they hadn't had it and just fallen to this mass Ghost Scepter and Sheep from Na'Vi.
Yeah, and something maybe Na'Vi wasn't expecting is they got caught out by quite a few times, but in spite of all that, Na'Vi's still keeping the lanes pushed in. The benefit of having that Tinker and Funnick. He'll go bottom again. With that Leaked Sphere, just such a nice item to avoid instant death when he gets caught out by Hook. Has at least a shot of surviving, since there won't be necessarily a Silence or Sheep on top of it. And, well, he's pushing in the lanes. He's now almost got an Ethereal Blade. This is where Tinker becomes the real carry. You get that Ethereal Blade, you just need the Dag on 1, let alone the Dag on 5. And then life gets really, really difficult for Artyk.
So Havost gets dusted, but he will Shikuchi away to safety.
Yeah, he'll get dusted. He'll just run away, and it's the next Rosh. It's Rosh number 4. It's all about this. Artyk will go into the pit. Watch to see if they get caught here. It will come down to the clockwork to keep them safe. We'll have to see a nice hook from Mihawk. He'll pop his battery assault. They'll find Puppy on the high ground. Now they'll go on him quickly. They bring him low, but he's not dead yet. He's got a Ghost Scepter, battery assault, as well as the rocket. Finish the job. Now focusing on Havost. Havost able to live for the moment. There the hook comes in, catches out Funnick. The perfect hero. Really want to bring him down. He's still alive. There's no battery assault. It's coming in a sec. They'll get him as well. 2 heroes dead. And now the chase is on. Going on just onto the Illusion Army, trying to bring it down. Additional hook. They find Dendy, who's now been orchided. That's 3 heroes dead. That's a double kill for Smash. That's Roche, Aegis, and double cheese now coming for Artyk, because they never even got to use that last cheese. Oh man, is Artyk mounting a comeback here? Are they clawing their way back in this game? Now the Lifestealer has money for Heart of Tarask. Now we're looking at Smash with yet another item, and he's got double cheese as well. 1,000 gold worth of regen in his inventory. Oh baby, things are heating up
that
here.
Was a huge win for Artyk. I think Clockwork played really well that fight. First he caught the Tinker out of position with his assault battery, forced him to blink down, and then he trapped him in the cogs. So he's able to finally be killed, and then he hookshotted the puck for that cleanup kill as well. I think Clockwork definitely deserves
they'll go on Havos here, who just bought back. If he dies here, that would be a total disaster. He will be disrupted, but now he's silenced. Can he get away? One more hit, I think 2 more hits. 1 more, they just need that last hit. Smack him, they want to smack him, but a clutch Blink Hex by Phonic will keep him most alive. And now Ewo, maybe on the run here, Smash gonna hide inside Mel. Remember, he's got 2 cheeses, so chasing him, if you don't burst him, very, very dangerous. Havos going for a courier snipe. What a man this little bug is. Kills the courier, skirts on out of there. But you were talking about the Clockwork in the last fight, and the big thing is he has a an Aghanim Scepter now, so it's a 12-second cooldown on his hook. He can constantly spam into these fights, which really makes life hard for Phonic.
I think maybe Abyssal would have been better than that Vitality Booster. Where did that Vitality Booster even go on Lifestealer?
He had it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's back on the... Maybe it was on the... Oh, did the courier have his heart?
Oh, that probably was it.
No, Smash just drums on the courier. While that's happening, Rubik getting picked off top lane. Just to support Rubik, not the biggest loss. Yeah, I'm not sure where it went. Maybe he sold it. I thought he had the money for it, though. Yeah, buys the recipe now. What the hell?
Yeah, I only see drums on it. Well,
oh, it's the Keeper of the Light. The Keeper of the Light's holding his Vitality Booster. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mystery solved. And MKB now completed our Templar Assassin, so pretty much every possible damage item that you would want at this point. Aside from a Divine Rapier, just saying.
Ooh, I would love to see a Rapier.
You need Burst? I'll give you Burst. I'll give it the Divine. Especially on a TA as well.
So still very close game. 29 kills for Na'Vi, 34 for Artyk, and no Rax is down at this point.
Yeah, I didn't even have my coffee yet, but this game is waking me up. I hear a hook. It's Puppy who's caught. Mihawk, he's done it again. He struggled to find those hooks earlier, but he's finding them now. Now Puppy going to be force-staffed out of the cogs, but now it might be 2 heroes who die. Puppy will be focused. Openwood's a Kuroki. That's going to be 2 down. 2 supports annihilated. Meanwhile, top lane, they're trying to break the base, at least force Artyk to TP back. Misko, he'll break that Lincoln Sphere with the Fade Bolt. Now looking for a lift, potentially another hook. Mihawk is doing it. He's finding every single hook that he could ever hope for. Phonic trapped in the cogs. Battery Assault preventing him from blinking away. Phonic will go down. Oh my goodness, Artyk, this little Clockwork. Mihawk was silent, dead as a doornail all game, just couldn't find a hook. And now, all of a sudden, a flurry of hooks, one after another, really making a case for himself as potentially the MVP of this game. Oh, now we'll see Smash. He buys Boots of Travel. They want to go in mid. Tinker, no buyback. For 80 seconds, he's dead. Dendy forced to run away. The Nyx Assassin, no buyback. Na'Vi are going to have to fight this 2v5, and I just don't think they can do it.
Wow, and this is a Dagon. He picked up a Dagon instead of a buyback. They might just lose the game straight up.
Yeah, I mentioned the Ethereal Blade Dagon 5. He never actually completed the Ethereal Blade. He just went for the Dagon, and I don't. That doesn't really do you that much good at this point. You really want to complete the combo, and no buyback. They're losing 1 lane of Rax. They may lose more with 2 cheeses and Aegis and a heart on your Lifestealer. Good luck fighting into this, and another hook. Misko or Mihawk has done it again. The chase is now on. I don't think Artyk want to dive the fountain. That would be a bit of a mistake. They're thinking about it. Mihawk now trying to get out of the fountain, but he might be trapped and picked off. Oh, meanwhile, they get 2 lanes of Rax. Meanwhile, another hook. Just a last death wish. Or death throws. He'll throw out an additional hook. Now Dendy comes in with the E-Blade. Does basically nothing. Goodbye, Dendy. Dendy's in trouble now. A big bad lifesteal on the hunt. Actually gets disrupted, so might live. But the Infest bringing him lower and lower. Smash still chasing. Look at the damage. Look at the damage actually the Ghost Scepter used there. But it's not enough for Kuroki because there was an Illuminate to finish the job. Now Smash giving chase to Havos. 1 more hit. This will be a kill. Can he find it? They're hunting. They're chasing. They still have double cheese. And while this is happening, the 4k HP Lifestealer with 30 armor is diving the fountain. This terror of a Lifestealer. There's no way. Can they really bring him down for full HP? Remember, he's got the Aegis. Even after this, he needs... Oh, Phonic, he's running low on mana. He was dropping low as well. Not enough. Not enough for him, and he's got Rage now. He could pop, and he won't do so. This could be a total team like the Courier even dies. Na'Vi tap out.
GG.
Na'Vi, 57 minutes in, gets smacked around by Artyk, and Artyk pull away. They take game 2, and Merlini, we're going to a game 3.
Wow, amazing game. Amazing play by Artyk.
What a clutch performance. I especially, our much maligned Clockwork really stepped up, but I mean, I think over the course of the game, you gotta say, Smash, some next level TA play. Going for the early sight device, setting those little traps where he's just lurking there. on the high ground, made so many things happen, really dragged Artyk back into this game.
Yeah, Smash definitely, I would say MVP. But Mihawk coming through.
He's 22, 3, and 10. Probably has to be our MVP.
Yeah.
Well,
like, usually he's useless versus mass ghost scepters, but now when you have that sacrifice.
what a crazy game. We'll see a bit of a joke about a fake GG, but the game ends within seconds anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just getting warmed up for today for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. We're now on into Phase 2, which is another round of GSL-style groups, but this time only 16 teams. We already said goodbye to the other 16 in Phase 1 when we started with 32. So, 16 teams remain. By the time today is done, 2 are going home. Na'Vi currently tied up, locked in it with Artyk. The series now 1-1. Artyk, the Peruvian upstarts, really staking their claim as a contender here. They almost, I wouldn't say almost beat Na'Vi, but really look decent, even losing to them in Game 1 and Game 2. They take the game. I'm LD. He's Merlini. Be sure to stay tuned. We have a deciding Game 3 between Na'Vi and Artyk coming up right after this. Also, if you're wondering where Mouse Sports versus 4FC is, that's over at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2. So if you're not already watching both streams, you should be. That way you'll know exactly what's going on throughout the group. But anyway, Game 3 coming up right after this.